Okay, so now we're talking about business and ethics. So, there's 3 different business types in yoga. There's the influencer, kind of like Yoga with Adriene is an influencer. She's on YouTube. She's a one-person show. She's influencing many people. You know, that is a business model for yoga. The second one would be brick and mortar, like that's what we are here. We have a little bit more overhead, you know, but there's a physical place and you can connect in person, where influencers usually are online type things. And then the third model is like 501c3, non-profit type, like ashrams and vipassanas and, you know, like those kinds of places that are run all on volunteer, all on, you know, grant money if they get it, kind of thing. Yeah. So, 3 different business models. When you go out, it's really important to market yourself, promote yourself. I know I've even had some yoga teachers that are shy about that, you know, like, you're afraid of being the Mary Kay lady, right? Like, oh, that was probably slandering that business. Oh, sorry. You're afraid of being that person who kind of harasses or pressures. You don't want to I never want to pressure, you know, ahimsa, non-violence. Like, I don't want to push myself upon you. Right. But you also want people to know, and what they don't know. And so for them to know is for you to, you know, put things out there. And a lot of times it really helps to at least do it on social media. They see it, but you're not like shoving it down their throat, you know, kind of thing. So don't be afraid to promote, like, hey, I'm teaching a class, blah, 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 because if they don't know about it, then they can't come. The only way they can come is if they know about it, kind of thing. Now, people love personalized things. So if you want to send a little postcard or a little invitation in the mail, like, people love that kind of stuff. Email, you can send email invites to people. But I do know people love receiving things in the mail. But any kind of personalized or text, you know, that makes them feel like, oh, she thought of me, or she invited me, or, you know, oh, I said she. They invited me. You know, it makes them feel seen, makes them feel included. It gives them a sense of belonging, or, you know, that you want them there, you know, kind of thing. So business cards, it's really helpful to have some business cards. I know there's all different sorts of websites you can go on now and maybe even make your own business cards, design them. You know, Vistaprint is usually who I use, and they let me design my own. But, you know, you might find something, you could compare, you know, I know Vistaprint's not the cheapest. So like you could always compare and find ones that, you know, website. It's always good to have a website so that you can have a place, you know, where people want to learn more or know more, so that you don't constantly sound like a broken record. You can be like, here, go to my website. And your website can be on your business card, so you can give them a business card and be like, here, go to my website. You can learn more. So then, you know, on your website, you might see it say about you page, like, they want to know who you are and why you're doing what you're doing and what made you decide to do this. They love that kind of stuff. The more connected they feel to you, the more drawn they feel to you, the more you resonate with them, the more they're going to want to work with you. So, you know, don't be afraid to personalize. You know, I think the old ways of conditioning was like, be professional and, you know, corporate. And, you know, now we're like, no, we want to know who the people are that we're supporting our dollars with. We want to know, you know, what kind of person they are. You know, it's more personalized and connective that we're going for. Word of mouth is huge. So, you know, really any friends, family that you can get to work for you, and just be like, hey, tell all your friends and family. Or sometimes, like, what I've done is make flyers and been like, hey, take one and put it up at your work. You don't have to say anything, you don't have to push it on anybody, you don't have to, you know, but just put a flyer in the break room or something like that. Then at least you know you have all these flyers at all these different places, and the more visible or the more people are learning about you, the better, right? Word of mouth can be good and bad. So when you have an unhappy person, I had one lady who was really unhappy with me, and like She went on to give me bad numbers on Google, on Facebook, and then she had all her friends doing it too. I had like all these people that never even stepped into my business coming and giving me horrible reviews. So, but I wasn't sorry for what I said and did and how I treated the situation because she was in the wrong. So, like, I was just standing up for myself. And it had bad repercussions probably for my business, but either the people that know or can see will know and see, and the people who don't, I probably don't want them here anyway. So, but yeah, it can go bad or good. Flyers, make sure on your flyer you include who, what, when, and where. I've done that before. I've like made a flyer and they're like, doesn't even have your business name on it. Like, they're not gonna know where to go. And I'm like, so make sure you have like your business name, your website, your phone number, the date of what, if it's a special event, if you're doing a flyer for a special event, make sure the date and time is on there, So make sure you think about all those things before you go printing 100 copies, because that sucks. Emails are like gold, so like doing a monthly email list or sending out email reminders is always helpful. People, because we've moved into more of a technological way of being, people, if you get a text app and send them text reminders, that's whatever is going to remind people, because people need that kind of stuff anymore because they have so much they're trying to manage. So free classes, sometimes this can be controversial. Some people say, you've worked so hard, you paid so much money for all your training, why would you want to turn around and give away free things, and is that not kind of harmful or even, I can't think of the word, but kind of disrespectful to all your hard work, your teaching, your money, your investment, And I would say that, yeah, in a certain way, if we're just constantly giving away free, it's not always good. And I will say people will respect and honor what they invest in. So if you're giving stuff away from free, people won't come because they don't care, they're not valuing it, they're not invested, they won't respect it or honor it and appreciate it. But if they pay even $1, they're invested now. Now it's different. So even if it's a cheap, price or whatever, I would say don't just give away free stuff. Even friends and family. You can offer friends and family discounts, but nothing of yours is ever free. You're worth more than that, and you're too valuable to give yourself away for free. Now, we have done first class free, just so that people can like try it, because we figure, we're so good. All it takes is just coming in and taking one class, and then you're gonna want to come all the time because yoga is just amazing, right? We did that for a while, but we've even done away with that. Like, I have done sometimes like I'll do like a Facebook Live video. And I'd be like, okay, share this video and comment your name. If you share the video and you comment your name in the comments, I'll put you into a drawing for something free. But when I do that, it's kind of an even energy exchange because they're working for you, they're marketing for you, they're sharing that video out there. That increases the algorithms and more people who are going to see the video. So to me, that's an even exchange, and that's not even free, but they're getting something free, and people love free stuff, right? So, and of course, you're going to gauge what feels good, what feels right to you. Always listen to your own intuition. If you feel drawn, like, wow, this person has a lot of financial issues and I want to help them, then, that'll be your choice. But I would say practice boundaries, because I have had the experience of that serving heart. Like, I just want to serve, I just want to help, I just want to change the world, and people will take advantage of that. And then you end up depleted, drained, exhausted, and nobody has your back kind of thing. Like, because, these people see it, they saw it as a business transaction. Like they paid you to help them, or you were supposed to help them, you were hired to help them, kind of thing. So, okay, free classes. Bartering is something that we're trying to promote and make more of in this world. Like, how can you exchange resources, have an even energy exchange, an energy exchange of resources, or an even exchange of resources that doesn't include the dollar. Like, I'll teach a yoga class if you trim my hair, or I'll give you a free month's membership if you give me a massage. Or, think about the dollar value. It's helpful to be like, oh, okay. And then what can I trade you for? Or what can we barter? Anywhere where you can barter is always awesome. I've given like a membership to someone to take some pictures, so I had photography work done and didn't have to pay a photographer, like you can kind of think about how can I get what I need without having to pay dollars. Anywhere where you can do that is helpful. So financial record keeping, so we use Mindbody here. Mindbody is a pretty popular one for yoga studios. For like just a influencer, I don't know if it would be worth paying or having. It's about $150 a month just for the basic plan, but it does keep track of my schedule and classes, also private appointments, and sales tax, inventory, and payroll. So it does a lot, and that's why I keep it. But
what's it called?
Mindbody.
Oh, Mindbody.
Yep, scheduling app. Yeah. So it kind of keeps track of a lot of things and helps keep my business organized. But it's expensive. So you kind of can find, there's other ones out there, and I've had other people like reach out and be like, hey, well, try us, or blah, blah, blah. And like, to take the time to do the research or to transfer everything over, sounds like a lot of work to me, even in lieu of saving money, I'm like, is the money worth it? Because Mindbody's so popular that even sometimes people find us on the Mindbody because people are now searching on Mindbody for places. So if we left Mindbody, not only would we maybe lose the opportunity of being seen, but we also lose the opportunity of people who like Mindbody, and now we're not using Mindbody anymore, or having everything and having to make everybody else transfer over to something new, and then learning the new system, and it just sounded like not worth it to me. But there's other like software to keep track of your taxes. You want to keep your receipts for things. If you buy notebooks for your class to have little journaling sessions, you want to keep the receipt for that. If you fill up water jugs or get water bottles, or you buy bolsters, you want to keep receipts for all those kinds of things, so that you can turn it in as taxable, an exemption. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gas. So you can't really keep gas receipts, but if you keep track of your mileage. So any kind of traveling, like when I go out to Goshen to teach, I record my mileage. And the payback on mileage is pretty good right now that they're doing. So keeping track of your mileage is super good, but the gas receipts are pretty much a waste of your time. They won't accept them. Yoga clothes, when I buy yoga pants or sports bras and things like that, like I keep the receipts and I claim that for work, because even though, technically I wear them sometimes in my personal life, but I don't really have a personal life anymore, so it's all work. But I, need those things to work my job, right? So I keep those receipts. Okay, so software, there's like Excel, there's different like things that you can use if you have to, like, but if you're just gonna be a one-woman show, you're not gonna have to worry about payroll or anything like that. So you may just wanna do Venmo or Cash App, different things like that to be able to take money. Or just tell people, no, you have to bring cash, but not a lot of people carry cash. So you might want to at least have some way of taking like people's card. Okay. So when you graduate and you receive your certificate, you will want to go, if you want to be a Yoga Alliance, you'll want to go to the Yoga Alliance website, and you'll want to enter in that you did a training course, and they'll want you to scan your certificate. So you'll scan your certificate. I think you might even be able to just take a picture and send the picture if you don't have a scanner. And then what they do is once they have that, then they send me something and I confirm it. And then once I confirm it, then they'll be like, okay, now you're confirmed, pay your $50. And it's like $50, and then that's good for a year. And then they give you a little ID card card with a number showing that you are Yoga Alliance certified. And this is nationally accredited, so you can go to, I always want to say Puerto Rico and Hawaii, but those are considered states. So you can go to Australia and be considered a certified yoga teacher. You know, so you can go to Switzerland, you know, anywhere nationally, and you're a Yoga Alliance teacher. And then every year you pay your $50 to renew that. You know, they give you a new card. Now, for continuing education, it's required that you have 30 hours every 3 years. So you could do 10 every year, 10 hours, or, you know, you could do all 30 in one and then wait 2 years to do it or whatever. If you decide that you want to further your education and get like your 500, you know, you would only need 300 hours to be considered 500-hour teacher. So there's 300-hour courses sometimes, and you know, when you take that training, then your credentials change a little bit if that's important to you. And then after you teach 1,000 hours, just say you're a 200-hour teacher and you decide you don't want to do the 300-hour. After you've taught 1,000 hours of being a 200-hour teacher, now you can have the E, and you can pay, I think, to have that credential on your card, where now you're an experienced registered yoga teacher. You know, you're 200, you know, experience. So the E means that you taught a lot of classes and now you're considered an experienced teacher. And then you have to do the same thing. After you do your 300, then you have to teach so many hours after that to be considered the experienced 500-hour. Yeah, there's yoga therapy if you decide to go that far too. Like, you could even say, I don't want to do the 300-hour, I'd rather go straight into the therapy. I think therapy is going to be working a lot more with like actual physical therapists and chiropractors and doctors, and it has a more clinical approach. But yeah, it's all things yoga, Ayurveda, like movement, nutrition, you know, how can we heal you on a holistic level kind of thing. So, okay. Okay, so then we talked about the Yoga Alliance thing. Then the next thing is insurance. I always recommend K and K. So it's like the letter K, and then it's the word and, A-N-D, and then the letter K. And you can get on there, and you know, it's specifically for like yoga teachers, massage therapists, Reiki practitioners, those kinds of people, and it gives you liability insurance. And last policy that, you know, it's like $75. So, and just once a year, $75 for the whole year. Like, that's a great deal. Like, you know, I think, yeah, anything under $100 for a whole year is like a great deal. So that's why I go with them, because it's cheap and it's, you know, good. It's good coverage even, and you can even get pretty specific too on there if you want to be like, yeah, I'm a hot yoga teacher, I'm a vinyasa yoga teacher. Like they're specifically, you know, they specifically market around yoga teachers, being an insurance company for yoga teachers. So, yeah. When, let's say you go out on your own, you want to make sure you still have a liability waiver form. Even if you do have insurance, I would still have a waiver form that says, like, nobody's going to hold you responsible. That you're going to encourage them, like, if they start to feel pressure or pain, that they ease out of a pose and that they listen to their body. But at the end of the day, you're not responsible if they hurt themselves or cause injury to themselves, you know what I mean? So like having them sign that waiver is really important. If you go to Teach For studios, most of them already have one. And if you did go to Teach For a studio that didn't have one, like maybe find that out. If they didn't have one, you might say, you know what, I'm gonna cover my own ass and I would like to have a waiver that I, you know, have my people sign. Are you okay with that? Ask the studio, you know, are you okay if I have my people at least sign? You know, so you're covering your own, you know. Never hurts to be like double, triple covered, you know, so yeah. Any kind of contracts or situations that you find yourself in with people, always make sure that things, you know, you read over everything, that everything's put into writing, that you both agree on it. It's good to maybe like discuss, okay, now let's put it in writing, read over it, make sure everything that you discussed is in that writing. Even if it's only like, I'm gonna work for you for just like 3 months. Okay, well, what does that entail? Like, what is my percentage? What, you know, what are the requirements? What am I expected of? You know, like, it never hurts to, so before, like I used to think like, I don't want no contracts, that just feels so rigid and so old world, you know, old school. Like, we're trying to move away from that rigidity, you know, we're trying to be flowy and trusting and loving and, you know, forgiving and all those things. But I would say after being in business for 7 years, I've been taken advantage of so much that I would say it never hurts to protect yourself. I don't think it's being rigid when you're having boundaries